Good morning.
Your grassroots growth.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm Brenda Randolph Spin. Coach, my question is, you coach in I believe in the Jakarta SEA Games, and how different was that from now in terms of the players, competition, and even perhaps coach, your coaching as well? How different will it be?
As far as coaching is concerned, for me, it's the same. I haven't coached for a couple of years, but I've been involved. I'm still with Moralco and I'm still with Sambetta. I'm in 2 practices a day, so I still have a basketball junkie, I guess, if you want to call it. As far as the SEA Games goes, like I mentioned earlier, we went there with an all-college team. We did not have any pro players. We did not have any naturalized players. Everybody was just a college player. I think the only 2 guys that were not from the Philippines was Cliff Hodge and kid that played for Ginebra. Ellis, Chris Ellis. Those are the only 2 guys that were really not from the Philippines. They were just coming into the Philippines. And a lot of the players, I would say 4 or 5 of them actually came from Ateneo, where I was coaching at that time. So it's a lot different now. We're going to be going up against big guys that are basically Americans. We also have a couple of naturalized players on our team. So things have changed as far as how the teams are recruiting players now, and we have to be prepared for that. We do have a good, don't let me kid you, the 8 guys that I mentioned are all good players. But at the same time, we lack bigs in the lineup that I've shown you so far. We don't really have power forwards, and I'm hoping I'll be able to recruit some of those guys from some of the college teams. If not, we're gonna have to find another way to get it done. But things are different in the sense that I think everybody has improved in Southeast Asia, and we can't take for granted that we can just walk on the court and just beat anybody at this point. We're gonna have to at least put the best players on the team, try to balance them as much as possible. I'm probably gonna have about 8 days of practice, so I better make the best of it. I'm gonna have to do a lot of film work ahead of time, so I know the team's inside and out. And it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy. It never is easy when you're coaching. You never know what you're up against, but at the same time, I think we still have the talent to be able to win the Southeast Asian Games.
Coach, could you talk about the inclusion of BJ in the SEA Games roster? What did you saw in him that made him under consideration?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I'm still with Sambetta, so we still play college basketball. I watch all the games. I go to all the scrimmages, and we actually played FEU a couple of times. And I saw him live. I was sitting right on the court when he was playing. I was quite impressed with him. I mean, considering that he's still a young kid and he hasn't really gotten that much experience in the basketball world. I thought he's a very good player. He's about 6'5", so he's not a small guy, he's a big guy, but he handles the basketball really, really well. Can improve his outside shooting, but at the same time, even me, I could have improved my outside shooting too. So, right now he's on break because he's transferring from FEU to UP, which opens the door for us to be able to recruit him because he's actually available. And right now, that's been my biggest challenge, getting guys who are available to be able to play. So he's a welcome addition to the team.
Is there a chance that you're going to pick some players that are under residency right now? Like, is that a possibility?
Well, I can't pick everybody under residency. I need to get some quality. When I say quality, I mean guys who have experience and the talent to be able to compete at this level. Like I said, this is not like before when I coached, where I think all of the teams that we were going up against were mostly college players too, or professional players in their countries. But they weren't really importing foreigners to play for their teams like they are now. So we have to make sure we're prepared for that. If we get the best Filipino team we can on the floor, I think from the first guy to the 12th guy, we can compete with anybody, even if they have foreigners. So that's the way I'm going to look at it. Right now, I'm going for needs. What do we need in the team? If you look at the lineup that I've given you, we have 2 point guards who are quite talented. In Martin and Brickman, we have two wingmen who have proven in the Philippines to be very, very good players in Matt Wright and Ray Parks. There are other guys filling out the lineup. We have probably one of the best imports ever in the history of the PBA, and Justin Brownlee. So we do have talent, but we don't really have the bigs to back up Ange Kwame. So that's what I'm really looking for. I can't name names right now because that will put pressure on the teams that they play for. But at the same time, the bigs are out there. We just hope that they'll be able to play.
Which one is Justin coming?
Justin Brownlee. Well, he'll be playing for Morocco in the ESL. So I'm not sure exactly when he'll be here, but our games are coming up quickly. ESL starts, I believe, in October, so he'll be here soon. Yes.
America. You've touched about the Asia Cup. Follow-up lang po, ano po ba yung naging evaluation ni Coach Tim sa inyo? If you could share it with us.
But si Coach Tim has very high standards. No? So he wanted to make at least the semis. He wanted to win the gold, obviously. But things didn't go our way early in the tournament, which forced us to face Australia right away in the quarters. No? So, and that's where we were booted out. But we have to remember, like Coach Norman was saying a while ago, you can't just look at one tournament. You have to look at the program as a whole. And you also have to look at the context of things. Like the Asia Cup, for example, I think the highest ranked Asian team is Japan, and they didn't even make the quarters. So, other teams are improving. The situation's different all the time. I've been following the Eurobasket right now. France is not in the final 8. Spain didn't make the final 16. So, ano rin yan di ba? Parang minsan weather, depende sa panahon. Nagkataon, tumama yung Asia Cup sa atin, nakakatapos lang ng mahabang PBA finals that was hard fought, and we had a lot of players on those teams that played, so they weren't 100% like we would have wanted them to be during the Asia Cup. But those are things that we have to work with.
May adjustments na po ba? Like you said, ano po ba yung
Yes,
plano pong
marami
adjust?
siyang adjustments na pinopropose in mind, so we're working on those. I just can't make the announcements yet, but I think Coach Tim has already talked about it too, that he plans, to keep 8 to 10 players intact, but probably insert some new names there just to try them out.
Sa World Cup qualifying naman po, ma'am, di ba mag-host po tayo? Meron po bang plans about that? And saan po yung venue? Will it be in Manila?
So December 1, no, ang ating first home game, and that's going to be against Guam. And this will be at the Araneta Coliseum. No? Medyo hindi lang maganda yung schedule kasi Monday night siya, but we're hoping that because of the location of Araneta, it will still be accessible to many, and marami pa rin tayong fans na makaka-support sa ating team.
The others wala pa po. Matagal po.
Sa February, we're playing 2 home games. I think it's Feb 26 and March 1st. And those will be at the Mall of Asia Arena against New Zealand and Australia.
Last question na lang po, yung Asia Cup ng women, any update po about the preparation? Although 2 years, kakatapos lang yung Women's Asia Cup few months ago.
Siyempre, pinaghahandaan na natin yan, no? Yung 2027 Asia Cup. In fact, si Chairman Gregorio already accompanied us to China during the previous Asia Cup to observe, no? So that we can work with the PSC together in hosting a really good tournament. And this hosting is very strategic. It's in line also with our goal to make it to the Olympics, because the 2027 Asia Cup is the gateway to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. If we make it to the top 4 of that tournament, which we will be playing in Rome, that means we will play in the Olympic qualifiers in Feb of 2028. And the Olympic qualifiers of the women's division is very different from the men's. Only 16 teams are playing in the qualifiers, and 12 of those 16 will make it to the Olympics. So malaki po ang tsansa, and we're really hoping we can form a really good women's Gilas team for the 2027 Asia Cup, which we will be playing at home.
Yes, ma'am. Let's go back to SEA Games. How about 3x3 Gilas